اللهم ارحمنا إذا صرنا إلى ما صاروا إليه تحت الجنادل والتراب وحدنا. اللهم أعنا على الموت وسكرته والقبر وظلمته ويوم القيامة وكربته والصراط وزلته. اللهم اجعلنا في موقف القيامة من الآمنين. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يأخذ كتابه باليمين مع النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين.
الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا. لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وحده ونصر عبده وعز جوده وعز من عذب وحده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. آمين. كن فيكون. آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلوا على النبي الكريم.
من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فأما إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن. وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن. كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما. كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت حياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق عذابه أحد. يا آية النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية وادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. صدق الله العظيم.
Next on our agenda is a segment we introduced to our program weekly, and it's called the news segment. Before I read out the news segment, I need volunteers to join my committee. My committee is the publicity committee. Let's check. Wamako assures of fairness in NNPC GME Pro. TSTV begins commercial operation November 1. NASFAT Youth Amir Bat Award for the best teacher in Lagos State. Court freezes Patience Jonathan multiple accounts. Monkeypox breaks in Bayelsa. Disease Control Center working out to check spread. Nazas disbursed tools and cash donations to the tune of 10 million naira at Ipaja area. Super Eagles beats Zambia 1-0, qualifies for 2018 World Cup in Russia. Basically, that's our new segment where we inform ourselves of what has happened during the week. As I said earlier, I need volunteers to join my committee, both male and female. Kindly put down your names after today's program with me. Thank you.
Of Accenture, Nigeria Limited. Just a brief profile for us to know. He's the Chairman Junior Achievement of Nigeria. He's a member of Council, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He's a member of Governing Council and Head of Technology Committee, Corona School. He's the Chairman of Scholarship Committee, University of Ife Muslim Graduate Association. He was the first Vice President of NASFAT Society for the Strategy and Planning. He's the Chairman of NASAS. NASAS is an agency that takes care of the needy, just as has been mentioned. So in case any of us, inshallah, we have NASAS stand where we can approach. That is just to mention but few to us, the person who is going to be talking to us today. This topic, when I have actually been talking to him since I think July or August, and alhamdulillah, because of his busy schedule, he had to find time to talk to the youth. And I came about the topic. I don't know if you could remember, there was a program a lecture you had called online. It was powered by Suraj Sodio Iwane, is my friend on Facebook. I watched that, I was following that conversation. It was a live chat on Facebook where he talked to us, and from there he shared a life story of himself. And I said to myself that this is very, very refilling, that we need to take a clue from there. It was actually from that presentation that I thought of this topic that we'll be talking to us today, inshallah. So alhamdulillah, please, I want us to be, very attentive, and of course put down one or two things. As we are youth, and we all know that effective use of our youth will determine who we are going to be tomorrow. So inshallah, on that note, I welcome you and I introduce Alh Niyi Yusuf. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And the benefits of the hereafter. So my topic is the effective use of youthful age. How can we put our youthful age to good use? So in treating this, I guess it's first important to discuss who is a youth. Who do we call a youth? From an Islamic point of view, a youth is someone who is not yet matured. But if you look at other definitions, so the United Nations, for instance, the United Nations says a youth is a transition between someone who is dependent to someone who is independent. So when you depend on your parents and your family for your food, for your school fees, for your clothing, you are still a youth. But when you become independent and you can cater for yourself, you can buy your own clothes, feed yourself, then you are no longer a youth. It's a transition from childhood to adulthood. So youth is in between childhood and adulthood. It's when you move from being dependent to becoming independent. And so there is no age boundary per se. Because someone can be 18 and be dependent, and someone can be 18 and be independent, depending on the circumstances of each person. If you are born an orphan and you've learned to start struggling from an early age, you're likely to be a bit more independent at an early period than someone who was born with a silver bone in his mouth and who will want to do secondary school, BSc, MSc, and PhD just because that person has a parent or some source of support. And so such a person, even though the person may be in his 30s, will still be dependent on his parents for his PhD program. And so such a person will still be referred to as a youth because that person is still dependent on others. But for statistical purposes, for consistency in statistical purposes, the United Nations says a youth or youth will be between the ages of 15 and 24 years. And that assumes that by 24 years you will have finished your BSc, you will have finished your NYC in Nigeria's case, for instance, and you are likely to have started working. So United Nations says for statistical purposes, people between 15 to 24 years will be said to be youth. They are still dependent on others. The Commonwealth, and you know Nigeria is a member of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth are those countries that were once colonized by the United Kingdom or by the Queen or the King as this would be. Now the Commonwealth defines youth as between the ages of 15 and 29. Whilst the United Nations says for statistical purposes a youth will be between 15 and 24, the Commonwealth says between 15 and 29. Now the African Youth Charter by the African Union define a youth as someone between 15 and 35. And Nigeria defines, the Nigerian National Youth Policy defines a youth as between 18 and 35. So Nigeria says you are a youth only when you become 18 years old. And you remain a youth till you are 35 years. For United Nations, Commonwealth says by 15, you can be called a youth. Some of us will graduate from secondary school by 15, 16. So one can say that anyone who is a secondary school graduate, who has finished secondary school, is qualified to be a youth. And you can be a youth until you are 35 if you follow the Nigeria definition from the Nigerian Youth Policy. So what that means is someone who has finished secondary school, if you finish secondary school at 17, you are knocking on your 18th birthday, so you will be a youth. And until you pass out from university, you will still remain a youth. And until you are 35, you will still be called a youth. So even if you are married at 28, you are married at 30, you could still qualify to be called a youth. And even if you are a mother at 32, or a father at 33, you are still a youth. So you can have youth and males and youths that are also married and they have families. Now, so having defined or having shown that the definition of the youth is very fluid, there's really no fixed age band, but typically it will be 15, 18 to 30, 35. Now in Nigeria, if you look at our population, we say we are 186 million. 186 million people. Now, 43% of us are below the age of 14 years. So, of our total population, 43% do not qualify to be youth because they are below the age of 14 years. Nigeria defines youth as 18, but the United Nations defines youth as 15. So, if you take the United Nations definition of 15, 43% of us are below the age of youth. So, almost like half of us are in the children age group. Now, 19 to 20% of us are between the ages of 15 and 24 years. And that's those that United Nations calls youth. The UN calls youth as those between 15 and 24, and that accounts for about 90% of us. So to make the mathematics, it's less than 20% of us. At 26 million, that means 36 million of us are youth. If you use the United Nations definition. And if you combine both, that means 62% of Nigerians are below the age of 24. 62% of us are below the age of 24. But we have 43% being below 15. We have another 19-20% between 15 and 24. So 62% of us are below the age of 24. So people say that Nigeria, that's too light. They are not even there, so they are children. So people say Nigeria is a very youthful population. We're a youthful demographic. But 62% of us are below the age of 24. If you take it further, 69.7%, which is 70%. 70% of us are below the age of 30. So clearly, the youth makes up the population of Nigeria. If 70% of us are below the age of 30, and if Nigeria defines youth as being between 18 and 35, if the Commonwealth defines it as between 15 and 29. So the youth is indeed the future of Nigeria. And so the topic becomes very important. How can we make effective use of our youthful age? It basically says, how can we make 70% of us in Nigeria to be more useful? And if 70% of us are more useful, then this country will be a better country than it is today. The other thing is the youth. I'm here. It's not okay. But I think you should pass this message across. Now, you notice that there are different definitions: 1524, 1529, 1835, blah 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 blah. And across that group, people have different levels of maturity. They have different levels of emotional intelligence. They have different levels of physical energy. So we cannot and we should not treat them as one. We shouldn't treat them as one. I think that's one of the things that we need to do, or that have not done well in NASFAT. We say we are youth, but some of us are below 20. Some of us are still looking to pass JAMB. Some have passed JAMB and they are looking to enter school. Some have finished university and they are looking for a job. Some are thinking about to even pass through university. And we all have different challenges. So we need to divide ourselves into what you call segmentation, customer segmentation, to reflect the diversity of those between the ages of 15 and 35 that makes up the youth. What will interest a graduate who has just finished NYC will be different from what will interest someone who is 15, who's thinking about to pass YE. So we should not lump and group all of us together. I think that's one of the reasons why you have so many people that don't associate with the youth wing, I think, because they have different needs. So I will enjoy you to please take that and see how you can segment yourself to reflect different needs. So of your age, 35 to 18, as may be. But the good thing is, the youth have bundle of energy. The youth have passion for what they believe in. And the youth can make things happen, given their youthful age, their youthful exuberance, and sometimes their naivety. They are naive about the world, and naivety can help you push things through because you don't know better, you just don't know any alternative. And so it's high energy, it's high experience, but high energy, high passion, but low experience, low maturity. That's what youth, or that's what characterizes youth. Now, in the United States and in some other places, they have what they call the millennials. In dividing the population, they've got some Generation S, Generation Y, Generation Z, and the millennials. The millennials are those born after 1979. So anybody born like 1980 is a millennial, and anybody who is a millennial is a youth. But that person is still below the age of 39. And people who are millennials have certain characteristics. They question authority. They don't respect authority. You need to prove you are competent. So you cannot just say that because you are the manager, they should follow you. You must prove that you have the skills, you have the experience, that they can learn something from you, and that's when they will follow you. They want to be in control of their life, and they want to be in control of their work. The youth are not, the millennials are not those who will be in one work environment for 20 years. You know, our parents, once they join the civil service, they work there for 35 years and retire in civil service. I've been at Accenture since 1995, so that's 22 years. But the average youth will spend 3-4 years and move on to something else. 3-4 years and move on to something else. That's just the characteristics of those that we call millennials, those that are born after 1979. They want to be recognized, they want to be valued for what they can bring in. But as Muslims, we must understand the purpose of creation. The Allah says in the Holy Quran, I've not created human beings and the jinns for any purpose but to worship Allah. So our first purpose as Muslims is really to worship Allah. And so if you understand that, then in talking about how we can make effective use of our youthful age, means when we are youth is when we need to know how to worship Allah. So as youth is the time we must learn how to worship Allah. It's the time we must know our deen. It's the time we must know the 5 pillars of Islam, how to observe Salat. When you miss Salat, how do you join Salat? The nawafils that you do apart from the faridu of the religion of Salat. So youth is that period when you seek knowledge and seek to know more so that you can worship Allah. No, there's a tirah, one of the verse that says, Allah says, if you don't know me, how can you worship me? You first must know me before you worship me. So we cannot worship Allah the way He likes us. He would like us to worship Him if you don't first know Him. If you cannot read the Quran and read it well, if you do not understand the Quran, then you are not making effective use of your youthful age. Today I see a lot of old persons who are just going to join our fast and to learn Arabic and to learn Quran. It's fine. But for those of us who are young, we have no excuse if you don't learn the Quran now. If you are in school, you have no excuse if you do not join MSS. Join Rotary, you can join your departmental association, you can join your Ibadan Student Union or Ikiti Student Union, but you also must join the MSS so that you can know more about this religion. And that will be a position to practice the religion and to worship Allah. And by so doing, you will have fulfilled the purpose of creation. But the purpose of creation is to worship Allah. And you cannot worship Him if you do not know Him, if you do not know how to worship Him. And it's not enough to go and read from the internet. 3/4 of the things on the internet is rubbish. If not 90%. because you don't know the author, you don't know the circumstances of the author. So I struggle to believe this as a man of the internet. Unless I go and meet my ustaz, and everybody should have a coach or a teacher. The ladies will permit me. But the best footballers, Messi, Ronaldo, whatever, they all have coaches. The best boxer has a coach. So, doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, you must find someone that can continue to coach you and they can continue to learn from. But knowledge is continuous. You know, we go through nursery, primary, secondary, university. Some of us stop at nursery. Some stop at secondary. Some stop at DSC. Some stop at MSc. Some stop at PhD. Some stop as professor. Some stop as professor emeritus. It shows that knowledge has different cadence. So the fact that you graduated first class BSc does not mean you know everything about your profession. No, talk of most of us don't even know Islam well. We learn Islam from those who have gone to secondary school equivalent of madrasa. And that's all we do. So we need to learn more about Islam. Now if you look at Surah Luqman, Quran chapter 31, from verse 13 to 24, talks about, for me that talks about what an average Jew should do. In those passages of the Quran, Surah Luqman chapter 13 to 24, and it says, worship only Allah, which speaks to our 5 pillars. Shahada. Be dutiful to your parents. So if you want to be a good youth, you must worship Allah, you must obey your parents. You must be dutiful to your parents. Your parents are your parents. Right? You may have new clothes and new ideas, but you don't have the experience that age brings and that age gives. So the Holy Quran chapter 31 talks about worship only Allah, be dutiful to your parents, observe your salat, 5 times daily salat. It's important. So as a youth, if you want to be effective and productive, you must observe the 5 salats at the appointed time. You also must be patient. Life is not a bed of roses. There will be challenges, there will be failures. So in that chapter, in those verses, it talks about bearing with patience whatever challenges you face, whatever calamity you face. Albert Einstein, before inventing the what do you call it? Before inventing the light bulb, he had done it more than 1,000 times. He had failed several times before he now finally succeeded and invented the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln, the president of US, tried several times. If you look at Buhari, Buhari tried 3 times. It was on the 4th time that he became the president. So nothing good comes at once. You must be patient and you must bear with patience whatever challenges you have. Luqman was asked not to be arrogant. Do not be someone who has a lot of pride. Do not be arrogant. Do not boast. Be moderate in your walking and lower your voice. Do good without showing off. Do good things without showing off. And those who disbelieve and those who do wrong things, they may enjoy today, but on the long basis, in the end, there will be great torments and great wahala for them. So if you can just take the lessons from Surah Luqman and take that to heart, we will be better persons, we will be better youth. Now, towards being a better youth, the first thing is you need to know yourself. Who am I? What do I like? What don't I like? You are the one that like to write and you don't like to calculate, then you know engineering is not your field. So you'll be wasting your time and wasting your money if you decide to want to be a chemical engineer or a whatever engineer. If you like to talk, if you like to write, then you should be looking to be a lawyer or something in the humanities or social sciences. So you must know yourself. I know people who are very good, they enter university to be medical doctors, and then their year 2, when they went into the lab for and they saw a cadaver, that's a dead body, they fainted. You know, but they were asked to dissect a dead body. You know, you do autopsy, and like those guys fainted, and none of them moved from medicine to pharmacy because they just couldn't bear the sight of a dead body during that they need to do cadaver. So know yourself, and in knowing yourself, that's what we call a blind spot. And someone who is the effective will try to reduce his or her blind spot. HARI, the Johari window. The Johari window is used to know yourself better. The Johari window says there are 4 parts to yourself. There's a part that you know and that others know. So you know it of yourself and others also know it. So I'm wearing a silver hat. I know it and you also know it. So it's known to me, it's known to you. There's a part that is known to me that is not known to you. How much money I have in my wallet is known to me, is not known to you. The fact that at night I steal from the pot is known to me, is not known to you. When you catch me stealing from the pot, then it's known to me, it's also then known to you. There's a part that is not known to me, that is known to you. The fact that I walk boastfully, or the fact that I abuse others, I may not just know. Or the fact that I look down on others, I may not know. But it's people around me who will know that, sometimes I may know, but sometimes I may just not know. Just purpose. But how you can be more successful in life is when you know your passion. That's the first thing. Your passion. And you know there's a problem in the society. There's a problem in the society. There's a problem. And if that problem is related to your passion, that is good. And the third thing is what you are willing to sacrifice. So the intersection of your passion, a problem, and what you are willing to sacrifice is your opportunity. When they were 19 years old, millions of Nigerians have graduated first class. If your goal is to have a PhD, I know somebody, Ibrahim Bello, who got his PhD at the age of 23. So your goal, if your goal does not scare people, that goal is not stretching enough. The president of France, Emmanuel Macron became the president at 38 or 39. The president of Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, Bill Baraka, became the president at the age of 39. time before when you are preoccupied, and your life before your death. And what that says is, don't procrastinate. Don't say I will do it tomorrow. Who says you will be alive tomorrow? Who says you will be healthy tomorrow? So whatever you want to do it now. Because tomorrow may never come for you. You may be sick, you may be dead, or you may be preoccupied with something else. Tomorrow will come with its own challenges. And so that's an adage of the prophets. One of my favorite books is The 7 Habits by Stephen Covey. How many of us have read that book? It's by picking those that are important and not urgent. But if you have things that are important and urgent, you must first do them so that you clear the crisis. And then focus on things that are important that are not urgent. The 5th habit talks about seek first. So think win-win. That's the 4th habit. You must think win-win. This is something we don't do very well. You must have what I call an abundance mentality. A mentality that things like that. I can make money, you can make money. I can be successful, you also can be successful. My success is not your own failure. So we must think win-win. That the two of us can win together. That means you must have an abundance mentality and not a scarcity mentality. When you see an empty yellow bus, empty, and 5-6 people are struggling to enter the yellow bus, you know they have a scarcity mentality. But an empty bus will seat 11 persons. Hopefully, 4, and then 2. So it's going to seat 10 persons. And you have those 6 people at the bus stop, and they're struggling. They have a scarcity mentality. So you must have an abundance mentality, and you must believe that there's destiny, and what Allah has destined for you will always be yours. Being understood. You've come to this room. Someone just came in now, and the first thing you said is, why are you coming late? That's your style always. You're coming late. Seek first to understand. The first is, what happened? For all you care, that person will have been coming from the hospital. That person could have taken someone to the clinic. That person's car could have had faults that morning. There's nobody that I want to meet, and they just too focused. I will call you, and either you will me call that person directly, or you call someone else who will call that person, but not more than 2 phone calls. And I've tested this severally. But that speaks to the power, to the strength of your own network. If your network is just me, I, and myself, then you can only extend that network this small. When I was the vice president of NASFAT, I consciously visited a lot of branches. And today I have friends in many places that I just need to pick a call and they say, VP. Because they remembered how I supported them when I was the vice president of NASFAT. So be it in Kano, be it in Kaduna, be it anywhere in Nigeria. I go back to Ife every May to speak to the graduating students. And I'm the chairman of the Ife Muslim Graduate Scholarship Fund. Every May, we give scholarship to students. Others, they will serve you. You've all gone to secondary school. Are you part of your secondary school student association? If what you don't do is to go there and let them carry the chairs during meetings, they will know you. But if you don't go there, then they won't know you. You pass through university. Do you go back to the school? Are you part of the alumni? There's a mosque in your Ajubo. Do you go there? Or you just go there and pray and then you leave? And you're not a member of the mosque committee. They don't know you the mosque. They just see this man that comes, pray and leave. Or you don't even go there and don't even pray there at all. In my estate, I'm the finance secretary of the resident association. It's not as if I don't have things to do with my time. But when you serve, you know others. And others will come and serve you. But if you don't serve, then your network will not grow. I started coming to NASFAT in 1999 or 1998 or so. But in year 2000, when NASFAT went to do a strategic retreat, I was asked to be part of the strategic committee. And that was how I got to know I was a member of that committee. That's how I got to know Balola, who later became a finance minister. That's how I got to know Alh Niyi Yusuf, who then was the finance director of farming. That's how I got to know William Noboku, who later became commissioner for housing. That's how I got to know Alh Yusuf, who later became the president, but then he was the ET and because I served in that committee. And I was serving with people who are far ahead of me. But because I served well and I contributed well, they all became my friends. So if you don't serve, you're unlikely to have people who want to be your friends. You're likely to have adults as your friends. And your friends must be those, your peers, those ahead of you, and those that are lower than you. So, have a network in your community, have a network in your school, have a network in your local mosque, have a network in NASFAT. So, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And if you want to be successful as a youth, you must prepare for the journey ahead. And part of the preparation is knowing yourself, developing skills, knowing what you can sacrifice for, growing a network that can come to serve you in the future, and a network that you can depend on. And I close with an idea, intermediate idea. Where Rasulullah said, a man shall be asked concerning 5 things on the day of resurrection. The first thing is his life, how he spent his life, his youth, how he grew old, his wealth, how he acquired it, and of course how he spent it, and his knowledge and what he did with his knowledge. So we all will be asked what we did with our youth. And like I said, our purpose is to serve Allah. If you can't serve Allah, if you don't know Him, as long as you, let's seek knowledge, let's get to know more about the religion, let's get to know more about Allah, and let's serve Allah. And inshallah, Allah will make it easy for us. May Allah keep our distance in Islam, and may Allah grant us the benefit of this world and the benefit of the hereafter. Subhanallah,
question, but I wish this can become an exam when you ask us questions about things that have been passed to us, so that you can actually take a clue from there. And what are the lessons learned today? You know, I'll just tell us that you have been told to get a mentor, and of course get a sponsor. I hope we all pencil down these things, because we are actually supposed to get better after this lecture as youth. The time, maybe some of us have not been doing these things, of course a lot of us, we are all guilty. But having listened to him, we must have seen 1 or 2 or different areas we need to improve on. And this lecture is not just for us to come and listen and go, like I said, business as usual. We need to start doing those things right now. We need to start doing the right thing first. Thank you very much. If you have questions, when I watched and listened to that presentation on Facebook, I was like, wow, and where it started from. I don't know if you can share just a bit of it. Thank you very much. Then I must also tell us that he's not just a lecturer today, he's also a benefactor. This project that has now become live, our canopy, not dream canopy any longer.
Maruf Atanda. During the speaker's speech, he mentioned what you do not know, and as well as others do not know, you try as much as possible to lower that. So I'm not very clear about that. What that substance means that you do not know, that others too do not know, that you have to lower. That is one. The second thing is that I'm happy meeting you today, and I wouldn't like the contact to just go like that. I want it to continue. I don't know how pleased you will be, perhaps to give your contact, not phone, maybe your email, something. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To your last question, it's actually not a visitor. Though you might not have seen him here to come talk to us. It's not like I said, he was the former vice president of NASFAT Party. So he's always here, it's our father, it's our brother, it's our uncle. He's here 247 with us. But there's one key thing, we need to coordinate ourselves in a better way before you call people like this to come talk to us. I want to believe that's one of the things that he has also seen for him to accept this over. Thank you very much.
My question was hello. I am. You spoke about mentor. Now, for me to get this right, we need to have a good mentor, coaches and sponsorship. How can someone know? Or can you please outline different ways someone can see? Or maybe tools you can use to identify that who is the person you need to follow to get this right. So what are those things we need to see in people before we can say, this is exactly a good mentor or a good coaches or a good sponsor, so that we will not astray. That's the question.
Wonderful speech. So what I want to talk about is talk about blind window. That's something you know, something you don't know about yourself, but others know. So in my workplace, there's this guy. He has a very bad attitude. Doesn't know how to approach people, just anyhow. So because of my kind of person, I want to promote peace. So most people try to like, this person is bad, let's stay away from him. Because when you tell him it's bad, he argues and he fights back. But my own is, okay, this person is bad, but I want to help him. But the problem is, he's not ready to agree with you. What do? Do you just let him be or make way to help him change? That's the first one. And the second one is just what I just spoke. You said we should try to have mentors. Now, when you're talking about mentors, you know, when it comes to life, there are different scopes to life. Somebody wants to be successful. You see somebody who's very rich, but spiritually is not there. You see somebody that he just tries to help us catch how you get a good mentor. Thank you, sir.
Our PRO has just announced that we need people in different committees, and people are always shy away from responsibility. We are doing this for Allah, and the reward are so enormous. I want to believe after today, we will be rushing to be part of one committee or the other. It's not going to take our whole time. Please, I beg us. Thank you.
Yes. No, in this tent, if you have potted flower pots, flowers inside the pots, and you put them there, if you come back after a month, those flowers will be moving towards where the sunshine comes from. I hope you've noticed that. Do that experiment. Now, what that tells to me is that when you help others, because the sun shines on everyone, and it's that sunshine that provides photosynthesis, that provides food, blah, 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 which is why the plants are going towards the sun. So the same way, when you shine towards others, when you provide help to others, they will come towards you. They will serve you. They will respect you. But when you don't help others, if you are not the son, and you just put all the money that you have, all your knowledge, all your whatever, you put it in your basket, then nobody will come towards you. And we shouldn't make the mistake that until I become rich, I will not help. Because like I said, you will never become rich. It will never even grow old enough. So you record the five things before 5, your youth before your old age. So don't procrastinate, and at every level you can help. Some people will donate their time. Some people will donate their time. Some people will donate their talents. Some people will donate their energy. Some people will donate their money. Right? But it will be a shame, and a big shame, if you say there's nothing you can donate. Smile itself is charity. And every man being should give charity. So if you cannot give money, and not all of us can give money, and if you go to the average mosque, people struggle to give 20 naira inside the box, right? If you look at those that they put their list on the wall, 100 naira, 50 naira. Meanwhile, we'll buy data. You buy Techno phone. If your phone is lost, you buy Infinix phone. But when it comes to serving Allah, we struggle to give 100 naira. We only will give 20 naira. That's fine. So even if you cannot give money, can you give your time? Can you give your talents? So why don't you help them clean the mosque? Why don't you help them to arrange the chairs? You are an engineer. Your mosque needs the service of an engineer. They will need the service of an engineer to fix the light or something. So everything is not about money. It's about your time, it's about your talents, it's about the resources that you have. You must be willing to share those beyond sharing money. My Facebook story I cannot tell because it's another long story. But since you have Facebook, you can like to write space and people will have access to it. Right? And that story is on several platforms actually. So it's a good story. How do you reduce your blind spots? To be an effective person, you must seek to reduce the things that you don't know, that others know about you, or the things that you don't know about yourself, that others don't know about yourself. You must consciously seek to reduce it. And one of it is by having people that you can ask very honest questions. Please tell me, what do you observe about me? So you must always seek for discovery. You must seek feedback. If you're in your workplace, in most workplaces, you do appraisal every year. Just accept it as the truth. And don't argue that, no. That Oga doesn't like me. That's why he has written rubbish about me. It's because I'm an Ijabai sister and he's a pastor, he doesn't like me. It's false. You always do it. Every leader wants to surround himself with people who will make him or her to shine and to be successful. The Prophet had Abu Bakr, had Umar. Abu Bakr was rich, Umar was rich and also powerful, was a warrior. And they came when they were needed, when Islam was just growing. So every leader that I'm aware of that wants to be successful will surround himself or herself with people who can make him or herself successful. So if you are very, very good, the pastor who is your manager will keep you in his team. But if you are just ordinary, you are like any other person, you are not extraordinary, then there will be many other ordinary persons who can replace you. So someone who wants to grow and who wants to know more about his or her blind spots will always seek feedback. I will not argue about the feedback. I don't know how to drive, right? And I want to take a job as a marketer. And most marketing jobs will require you knowing how to drive. Either I go to a driving school or find a senior person to teach me how to drive, then I must take as a role model someone who is a very good, perfect driver. And that's how you identify a mentor. Someone who has the thing you are looking to become. You can then say, okay, let me take you to be the president. Or you can say, let me take you to be the youth Amir, and the Amir is a member of the ESCO. But you cannot just come from nowhere and say, oh, Blasis, you owe me, you must take me to president. I'm okay, excuse me, who are you? Nobody owes you anything in life. Not your brother, but the only person that owes you anything are your parents. And what they owe you is your education until you are independent. After that, nobody owes you anything. None. So don't expect that people must help you, or people must do something for you, or people must give you the ladder for you to climb. No. But if you help others, if you are deserving, then people will then try to find ways to help you. And a book that is relevant, that teaches that subject, and you can give that person on his or her birthday or whatever they are. This is for me, read this book. Hopefully that person reads the book, that person can learn. Thirdly is, if there is someone that the person respects, that the person really, really respects, you can talk to that person and ask that person to talk to him or her. Because that person respects that other person, hopefully that person will listen more than listen to you. So, I like to be an author, but I've not been able to join the Big Four. If I join the Big Four, then join the NASFAT. Right? Because the Big Four, unfortunately, so let me use my own company as an example. And I joined at Anderson. So Anderson was one of the Big Four back then. 3 weeks ago, we placed an advert on our website for graduate trainees. And I know we want to take just 10 graduate trainees, just 10. We want to take 10. And within 48 hours, we had over 3,000 plus applications. 48 hours, 2 days. And my HR person says, should we stop it? I said, no, we can't stop it. Because our advert says this vacancy will close the midnight of September 26th. So even though we've received 3,000 plus applications in 2 days, we cannot stop it. We must wait till September 26th. By September 26th, guess how many applications we received? And we only take people who have first class and 2-1, by the way. Must have first class or 2-1. We received over 17,000 applications. And we're going to take just 10. So it's the best of 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 the best that God has predestined that will enter the Big Four. So if you can't join the Big Four, I will say go to the next 4. And once you've joined the next 4, and if you are very good and as sharp as you think you are, after 2 or 3 years in the next 4, you can join the Big Four. You know, on the phone watcher. Because again, by the time you are 26, 27, you can no longer join the Big Four. The Big Four will tell you by 26, by 27, they won't take you again as a fresh hire. So instead of wasting your time and seeking to join the Big Four, join next one, the next one, the next one, and become your. And you don't have to be a big boss to be a successful auditor. But it's useful and it's helpful, and I agree. But we are not good enough for the big four, then hopefully we will be good enough for the next one, the next one. Alright, so I think I'm making up.
That's not an entire answer.
Well, disappoint us. Because when it's come to youth wing assignment, we take it as a personal business. So it's not subject to us. May Almighty Allah spare our life to do more for Islam. We thank you very much. I know we will still call you, and I'm pretty sure you will come. Because I saw this on one of the platforms that there will be an election today, and I said, okay, I'll be at Accenture today because I need to see, I have a meeting here, my committee, the Azov committee, that will be here, and I wish the opportunity to attend this. And somebody was asking me, I said, that is consistency, and I know it will come, inshallah. So when I'm here, I know it will not disappoint us. We have to continue to help you, to be with you and your entire household. Inshallah, you are a source of joy for all the youth now.
So anyone to be a Muslim. So we thank Allah for being a Muslim, and we thank Allah for our brother, Alh Niyi Yusuf, for being a Muslim. Because I wonder, somebody like this, with this wisdom and knowledge, if it's not a Muslim, you know, it's -1. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Bin-Jeen, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim, ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. We pray for NASFAT, we pray for all Islamic society, that God continue to protect us and be with us. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار بحسيس يغفر يا رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Somebody will do those. Thank you.